Ang galing. Hindi ko yun alam, doktora. Ang galing, ang galing. Ang dami ko nalalearn as well. Hi mga mommies and welcome once more Ask Your Pedia session with Tiny Buds! Alright! Syempre masigla po tayo ngayon dahil of course our favorite topic is food and feeding today. Feeding 101 again with our partner doctors and doctoras, so beautiful and so gorgeous, all of them from My Pedia Network. My Pedia Network is a network of pediatricians all over the city, so you guys can find one that is closer to you. So they spread themselves out around the city, they do home visits, they do teleconsultations, and all of that. And of course, one of them is here today, Dr. Talia. I love her name. Dr. Talia is here. She is again from My Pedia Network and she's here to talk to us about feeding. So, are you guys ready? Ready na ba to meet Doctora and to talk all about feeding? I think it's a very interesting topic. It is a very well requested topic because a lot of you guys are in ECQ and then yung baby nyo nagsastart na mag-solid. So, I'm sure maraming questions. Hold on the questions. We will have time for that later. First, let's introduce Dr. Talia! Okay! Ayan! So, hi, Dr. Talia! Okay.
Afternoon.
Afternoon. Tell us, Dr. Talia, nako, how do you feel about being here?
Yeah, syempre, excited. A good thing na we can share yung ating mga experiences and knowledge, no, to other mommies out there, no? And of course, always try to reach your pediatrician if you still have any other questions. But hopefully, sana ma-address ko lahat ng mga questions natin ngayon, no?
What is complementary feeding? Ano ba yung ibig sabihin nun? Paki-explain.
Okay. Well, ang complementary feeding is when we introduce other food or liquid alongside breastfeeding. So, important yun for the growth and development of each child kasi kulang na yung nutrition na nakukuha niya kapag breast milk alone. So, we start complementary feeding because it's a transition from exclusive milk feeding into eventually family table food. Siyempre, to emphasize, yung gusto naman natin is yung main goal natin is adequate nutrition at right time, right age, right amount, and yung right quantity. So, based naman sa recommendations natin, we usually start at 4 to 6 months kapag ready na si baby.
Okay, so nakita nyo na some of the key questions that everybody's asking for 4 to 6 months. How will I know, Doctora, if my baby is ready to be fed? Okay? Kailan? Ano yung cues natin?
We can see naman na babies are ready to feed usually when they are 6 months. Well, in some babies, we could see signs earlier, like around 4 months, but better to ask your pediatrician during your checkup if ready na si baby based on his or her milestone. So, but at home, the usual signs of readiness or kung paano mo natin malalaman na ready na si baby to feed is one, if baby has good head control. Kapag nakaupo siya, nakakaya niya i-maintain yung head na straight with no head banging or no head lag when pulled to sit, no? Of course, you can try na to see that baby can sit first with support first. If you can see that baby is hungry after ng milk feeding, or you can see na shortened yung time intervals of the milk feeding, and if nag-open siya ng mouth when you are trying na subuan siya with your own spoon, or interested siya na nakikita kanyang kumakain, tinitingnan ka niya kapag kumakain ka, or kapag nagpo-pull away siya or nagpo-turn siya ng head side to side kapag nag-feed ng milk, indicating finish na siya mag-feed. So, yun yung mga signs na napapansin natin.
Very interesting. So, it actually also differs per child, no? But those are the cues. So, number 3 is how do I start giving the different kinds of food? Ano ba yung, paano ba natin gagawin siya? How do we choose ano yung una natin papakain kay baby?
Okay, sige. Well, this part, it might be an info overload, no? So, we'll go through it slowly. But Basically, it must be timely, adequate, properly fed, and must be safe. No, timely, what we said, it should target 4 to 6 months kapag ready na stage. No? Adequate meaning dapat sufficient yung binibigay natin na nutrients, energy, the proteins, and micronutrients. So, it should be sufficient para ma-meet yung nutritional need. Of course, it should be properly fed, wherein there should be proper meal frequency, kung gaano kadalas. You should know yung feeding methods or yung consistency na suitable for age na, which is pag-usapan natin. And it should be safe, meaning we should practice proper hygiene kapag preparing the food of baby, kung paano itatabi yung food for later intake. Lahat dapat mag-wash ng hands in the preparing of the food, handling of the food, and of course, yung utensils na properly cleaned, right? No? So yung 4 points natin for starting of giving the different kinds of food. We should know the consistency of the food, the amount of the food, the meal frequency, and the nutrient content. Important things. So first thing is, ano yung consistency and when do we start giving yung different kinds of food? So, pureed or mashed food at 6 months, finger food at 8 months, lumpy or chopped food at 10 months, and table food at 12 months. So, these are the first important. Tapos, of course, meron tayo nung amount of food and meal frequency. No? So, what kind of food to start and how often give it and how much. Well, we start giving at least one food for 3 days. Okay? So you can start with lugaw or cereals or fruits or vegetables in any order. Okay? You could give 1 to 2 teaspoons a day. So, huwag tayo malulungkot kapag kunwari, sa start, hindi na uubos ni baby yung food, that's okay. No? So, at the start, 1 to 2 teaspoons.
Sure, of course. Sa mga mommies na nalula sa daming information. Madami talaga. Don't worry guys, we got you, and of course My Pedia Network has prepared a summary. So get ready guys, ipapakita natin right now so you guys can screenshot this table. Ayan, o diba? Palakpakan naman natin My Pedia Network. Screenshot guys! It is time to screenshot. This is your kodigo. This is your guide when it comes to feeding, and basically it summarizes everything that Doctora talked about in her question number 3. So, ang galing talaga, Doctora. So, don't forget, guys, screenshot this. I would love it if you guys can post as well and tag us and My Pedia Network. Ang galing. So, guys, do not feel pressured na ang daming kailangan na food. Because one type of ingredient, like sinabi ni Doctora, like rice, if it's potato, if it's my favorite, kamote or banana, that can actually be the same food but in different formats as they get older, to match whatever their skill and their stage is, no? Ang galing. Hindi ko yun alam, Doktora. Ang galing, ang galing. Ang dami ko nalalearn as well. Doktora, but for the babies, what are the foods to avoid naman?
Well, actually, yung parang pinaka nagiging concern kasi natin ngayon is those that can cause allergy, no?
Right.
So, like egg or egg products, yung mga most common, peanut or soybean. We also have crustaceans like the shrimps, fish, peanuts like almonds. Ngayon nga, the more studies show na kapag mas maaga mo binigay yung allergenic food, the lesser the risk of developing an allergy, both for normal risk and high risk.
Now, Doctora, that we are shifting or starting to move into solid foods for feeding, question number 4 is, should mommy stop breastfeeding?
Well, straight to the point answer talaga is no. So you must continue frequent and on-demand breastfeeding until 2 years of age and beyond. So it has a high good fat content as compared to complementary food. No? Key source of energy and fatty acids. So napapansin namin ang pinaka-nutritional impact of breastfeeding is kapag nagkasakit si baby. napapansin mo wala na siyang ganang kumain, pero yung breastfeeding is talagang tuloy-tuloy pa din. So it's really important to continue frequent and on-demand until 2 years of age and beyond.
And I believe some of the children, some of the babies also see that act of breastfeeding as a comfort as well. So if it's not just nutrition, but also that comfort, that familiarity that they have, no. And they can always get their basic nutritions from breastfeeding, and then those solid food is also on top of that. What are the proper feeding practices? Do's and don'ts.
Okay, well, sa proper feeding practices naman, I think we should focus on what to avoid, no? Other than yung mga allergenic food na, di ba, we try to introduce na early. There are some food na we have to avoid giving before 1 year old, no? So, one is avoid adding salt and sugar before 1 year old, no? Ideally, lahat tayo is prepared muna siya kung ano yung original na taste ng food, no? Another is avoid giving sugar-sweetened beverages, like soft drinks, juices, kahit herbal tea, no? So, avoid muna. Ideally, sana ang mga fruit juices are natural na fruit juice, no artificial sugar, no? Also, avoid giving raw honey before 1 year old because honey contains an infectious bacteria that can cause what we call infant body. Another is avoid whole cow's milk before 1 year old kasi hindi pa enough yung nutrients na nabibigay nito. It has low iron content, no? And the babies may have difficulty digesting it, no?
So this one, let us ask, Pumping Mama 37, if you're here, hello. What iron-rich food are safe for babies below 1 years old?
Okay. Well, merong mga iron-fortified infant cereals that are available in the market, no? So, you can try giving that or, well, in some guidelines, they actually already advise to at least try to make small bits of meat that you could provide that would at least give the iron content that we need. And then just make sure that when you're giving it in finger food preparation, we try to make it into small strips. You boil it properly, and then you might try to make it into small strips so that they would be easy to chew. Or also even providing the chicken would also provide some of the iron that the baby needs. So either iron fortified cereal or the meat or chicken can provide.
Okay, so what a great question. I love it. Very advanced question as well. She's talking about minerals and certain nutrients. Okay, and then this other mommy naman, Journey DGP from Instagram. So she asked, when to use sippy cups, Doctora, or should we use silicone cups to train them to drink? I guess it's transitioning from bottle feeding for some to sippy cups.
Well, diba, we usually try starting complementary feeding. We try to give already the transition cup or the sippy cups. No? So, marami kasing iba-ibang sippy cups. Meron nung mga soft pouch, yung hard pouch, meron nung naka-straw. Meron din nung parang flat lid siya wherein when you try to sip on it, that's the time lang the water will come out. No? So, technically doon sa sippy cup kasi more of for the convenience sa kanila kapag when they carry it around all day, they may cause tooth decay or if there's milk or fruit inside. No? So, make sure when you use the sippy cup, you're going to use it for, let's say, the water, and when you give it when you're trying to feed the baby. And then the silicone is actually okay. No? There are some kasi na parang latex yung quality. So, try to use the silicone one lang.
So, from Kat Desena, Mommy Kat says, is it okay to take probiotic drink for 10 months old baby?
Okay. Well, there are probiotic drinks kasi na available in the market. Although they have high sugar content or they have sugar, so if you would like for your kid to be given probiotics, ideally if you can ask your pediatrician first, they usually prescribe probiotics that have low sugar or no sugar content at all in. So, better to inquire first with your pediatrician if your baby needs a probiotic.
Okay, so guys, so check the label. Basically, guys, sugar is not is a no-no, especially for below 1 year old. Ayan. Okay, so Doctora, there are some questions about food preparation naman from Yula Marie Retiro Dipon. Mami Yula, does steaming the food remove or lessen the nutrients?
Well, better sana kung yung steaming kasi usually retains the nutrients compared to boiling, no? So, what you could do, you can try not to boil the water first and then saka mo i-plant yung vegetables doon or better kung meron kang steamer, use the steamer.
Got it. So, for that question, and it's related as well to Dr. says, so having yung babad yung food, yun yung hindi masyadong good. So, better quality kung steam, less babad. Clark Vinoya, I don't know kung Daddy Clark, hello Daddy Clark, they said we can add breast milk. Sino nagsabi? They said we can add breast milk to pureed food. Is it okay?
Yes, definitely it's okay to add the breast milk, no, to the puree, especially when your baby is starting at 6 months, 4 to 6 months, and then you can mix the fruit, natural fruit, no added sugar, no? So just the breast milk and the pureed fruit or vegetable you can add.
Doktora, meron tayong question from Mommy Cherry Ann for Lucas about baby-led weaning wherein they said, well, I'm not too familiar on this, I have to do research pa, pero ang sabi naman niya, no need to mash or puree in baby-led weaning. Slice lang into safe pieces. How does that work naman?
Okay, well, ang baby-led weaning, no, it's wherein the infant feeds themselves with their hands instead of being spoon-fed, no, by an adult. So, usually there's adequately prepared food pieces that are offered, and then the infant the one feeding himself or herself.
Alright, I love that answer from Doctora. So for those that are looking into baby-led weaning, as per Doctora, may pros pero may cons din. Kailangan po natin i-research ng maayos. And also to experiment, I guess Doctora says, experiment carefully. So you have to watch your baby if you will ask them or experiment for them to feed themselves because there is a bit of a choking. Thank you so much to everybody watching. Thank you, Doctora, for joining us today. Sobrang galing. Ang dami naming learnings, ang dami naming screenshotable moments. So mga mommies, again, thank you so much to everybody who watches. We just want to talk about, of course, food preparation, which is so important. So from the product perspective, hindi lang kasi about the kinds of food that you pick, but it's also about the way you prepare them. And the second thing that we need to always remember is how to prepare the food is hygiene. So number one, of course, you have to wash your hands constantly, especially ngayon ECQ. Hindi lang po siya importante now. It's more important now because everybody remembers it, pero it's always something that we need to do. So kailangan mag-wash ng hands. My Pedia Network is a network of pediatricians and they are all over the city. So may south, may north, may middle, center, and everybody is actually able to do, pretty much everybody from their group is able to do home service, and they're also doing teleconsultations.